is a one-sided decision.
Rudy Giuliani on Thursday slammed a New York State appeals court order to suspend his law license after a 5-judge disciplinary body found that he had lied when he argued that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from his client, former U.S. President Donald Trump.
How can they say I lied if they haven't had a hearing? Courts are not supposed to decide based on newspapers unless they're Democrats. In a Democrat city, I mean, it's only Trump lawyers who have their offices raided. It's only Trump lawyers who get penalized without anybody hearing their side of the case.
Giuliani's comments to reporters outside of his apartment building in Manhattan came after the state appellate division said, quote, "We conclude that there is uncontroverted evidence that Giuliani communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for former President Donald J. Trump. We conclude that Giuliani's conduct immediately threatens the public interest and warrants interim suspension from the practice of law."
I've been a lawyer for 50 years. I've never had a complaint. I've never had a problem. I believe that this is the real problem here is somebody's got to fix this double standard justice system, which is not America anymore. There are a bunch of prejudiced Democrats who credit newspapers instead of witnesses. That's not a judge.
The court said Giuliani made numerous false statements, including that hundreds of thousands of absentee ballots or votes, including from dead people, had been improperly counted. It highlighted a Pennsylvania court hearing on November 17th where Giuliani alleged widespread voter fraud, though his formal written complaint on Trump's behalf made no mention of it. The court also suggested that Giuliani's suspension may become permanent, saying, quote, "We find that there is evidence of continuing misconduct."
Before you can say I was acting improperly, you got to listen to these witnesses.
Several courts, state election officials, and members of Trump's own administration have rejected claims of widespread election fraud as untrue, and neither Trump nor Giuliani have produced any evidence to show otherwise. The suspension of Giuliani's law license adds to the legal problems for the 77-year-old former U.S. attorney in Manhattan and New York City mayor. Federal prosecutors have been examining Giuliani's dealings in Ukraine, including whether he violated lobbying laws by acting as an unregistered foreign agent while working as Trump's lawyer.